Welcome to Nauset News. I'm Shay Kuna.
And I'm Lydia Johnson.
And today I'll be covering the announcements for the upcoming week. The Future Teachers Club exists to gain hands-on experience by working directly with children under the guidance of a certified classroom teacher. Each member of the club will be required to volunteer in a classroom a minimum of 1 hour per week, but more if you'd like. Some students will learn to collaborate, brainstorm, problem solve, create, and exchange ideas in a mutual and respectful manner, all while celebrating successes. If you're thinking that teaching is a career you might want to pursue, then this is the club for you. The fundraising walk for Alzheimer's Family Support Center will take place on October 16th at noon at the Provincetown Town Hall. There will be trolley rides, live music, and food. And for more information, please visit alzheimerscapecod.org for additional information. The Nauset District is sponsoring active parenting workshops presented by the Cape Cod Family Resource Center for parents and students. They're looking for volunteers taking care of the children of the parents at the meeting, and this will take place at Nauset Regional Middle School on Thursdays in November and December. Following Thursdays in November are the 3rd, 10th, 17th, and in December, the 1st, 8th, and 15th. These meetings will take place from 4:30 to 7 p.m., and food will be provided. The traditional walk to the beach for the senior class photo will take place on November 3rd during extension block. Seniors, please don't forget your senior t-shirts, as there will be no retakes. And now for Lydia with the lineup.
Okay. First, our top story about student cars and responsibilities will be by Charlie Campbell and Noah Zedzina. The sports will be done by Max Liska. Things to do will be done by Nigel Diamond. Thomas Schultz will be doing the special report. The High Five student this week is Emma Stevens, and she will be interviewed by Anthony Adalizzi. The talent search of the week was Joanna Hollick on the flute, and she'll be interviewed by Jackson Norris. Political Spotlight will be done by Luther Stewart. Student Council Update is being done by Tori Shee. The Health Tip is done by Ethan Davis. And finally, the Fashion Tip of the week will be done by Marcus Giuliani.
As a final announcement, we here at Nauset News would like to dedicate this episode to Jeremy Walters, whom we are all remembering and celebrating. We hope his friends and family are well, and he will always be in our hearts.
And now for our top story.
Hi, I'm Charlie Campbell.
And I'm Noah Zedzina, and we're here today with your top story.
Today, we'll be taking an inside look around campus at the student cars and the responsibilities that come with them.
We will be interviewing Mr. Castellano, a teacher here at NRHS, who has many years of experience with cars. We will also be interviewing several students to see how they maintain their cars. We're here with Mr. Castellano, who has a lot of experience with cars. Once a teenager drives away with their very first car, what would you say is the most important responsibility they have to keep in mind?
The most important thing would be, do they have the correct insurance coverage for them and their parent who may be responsible if something was to happen. Too many people get just the very basic insurance and think that that's going to work out fine for them. In this state, the basic insurance is not enough to cover in case of any major accident or damage, whether it be somebody gets hurt or some property gets damaged. So you need to make sure you have the correct insurance coverage that you're going to need. And basic is not enough.
Right. Now, we would hope they would never need to use that insurance, but if they would, what would be some common maintenance issues that might be facing them?
Well, the most common things would be, do they know how to check the fluids that are vital for the car? The number one vital fluid is oil. About 10 years ago, a student here was using her father's truck. She came to school one day, happened to have me in class, and said, "My truck is making a funny noise, and this little sailboat light, red light, came on in the dash." Well, it wasn't a sailboat light. It was an oil can, which meant there was no oil pressure. So she ruined the engine in Daddy's truck because somebody had never checked the oil, and somebody failed to tell her that when that light comes on, you shut it off immediately. So that's an important thing. The next, probably most important fluid is going to be coolant. You need to keep the engine cool. Without that, again, you're going to be buying an engine. Another important fluid would be brake fluid. Is there the correct level? If it's leaking and you need to constantly replace it, you need to find out where that leak is and fix it. Otherwise, you won't have any brakes. Power steering is another issue. Cars today have power steering. It requires fluid. If the fluid is low, you're not going to be able to steer the car properly. So those are some of the most important fluids. Yeah, there are others as transmission fluid, windshield washing fluid, stuff like that. But those are some of the most common maintenance things that you could check yourself.
Right. And what could be considered the most costly issues to repair or replace?
Well, like I was saying, the student that had the low oil pressure, they ended up buying a used engine for that truck to replace it, and that cost was $3,000. If they purchased a brand new engine to put in there, the cost would have been about $8,000 or $9,000. So very, very expensive. Radiators are another important part that can be costly. You're looking at anywhere from $200 to $500 for a radiator. Other things would be the battery itself. Batteries today are running $100 to $200 to replace. So knowing some basic knowledge about your car, being able to converse with the mechanic, if you don't know what you're doing yourself, is very important.
And lastly, what are some tips that you could offer for student drivers to help take care of their cars during the winter?
Well, number one is, I guess everybody has a cell phone. They need to make sure they have their cell phones with them and that they're charged properly, and probably have a charging device in the car itself so they can add to the amount of energy that that phone would need. And the reason I say the phone is not just for making phone calls if you get into an accident, it's also your camera. You can take pictures of the accident, so that's an important thing. As far as wintertime, other stuff, a blanket would definitely be a good thing to have. Even just driving here on Cape Cod during the snowstorms, if you get stuck, you want to have some way of keeping warm. Having a shovel in the car in case you're stuck off the road a little bit or in a snowbank so you can remove the snow. Of course, the windshield scraper and the snow brush. Making sure you clean all the snow off the car. I've seen way too many running around where just the windshields are clean, but there's a ton of snow or ice on the roof or the hood. Very, very dangerous. And you can get a ticket for failure to clean off all the snow. Jumper cables, if you know how to do them properly, when your battery dies, they should possibly be in the car. So those are some of the things for the winter tips. Of course, making sure you got good tires, good wipers, stuff like that.
Excellent. I'm Nauset News, and this has been an interview with Mr. Castellano. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You as well.
Hi, I'm Charlie Campbell, and we're here with Mike Doe. We're going to ask him some questions about his car. So what do you do to maintain this beauty?
You know, I got her back in January. She was a birthday present. So coming up on my second oil change. And, you know, once a year I just like to get her detailed, get her all cleaned up. So I did that this summer, you know, get her ready for the school year. And just, you know, the regular car wash is always good. Just keeping her nice and clean, especially with the white, so she gets dirty a little bit. So yeah,
Good stuff, good
just
stuff.
easy stuff.
Thank you.
No problem, Charlie. Anytime.
I'm Charlie Campbell. I'm Brennan Caslow. What kind of car you got here?
Well, this is a 2010 Jeep Liberty in beige. It's my mom's. It's actually not mine.
What do you do to maintain it?
Well, I make sure the oil is changed regularly. Every 10,000 miles, it's always good to do that. Also, seasonally, I change or rotate the tires to make sure they have the best of tread on them. Really, that's about it. I mean, I fill up the gas, make sure, because you can't really drive with no gas in the tank. It's never going to work so well. I buff and wax, make sure there's no scratches, no blemishes on here. I was going to keep it nice and shiny. Thank you, sir. So yeah, that's about it. That's what I do to maintain it.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm Nauset News.
And I'm Charlie Campbell. This has been your top story on student cars and responsibilities.
Welcome to Nauset Sports News. I'm Max Lang.
And I'm Thomas Dudzik.
Starting with soccer news, the boys soccer team beat Bridgewater Raynham 6-0 on the road, Saturday, October 8th. Goaltenders Jack Avalar and Connor Kinesi shared the shutout in net while goals were scored by Ethan Craven with 2 goals, James McCulley with 2 goals, and Mike Newton and Hayden Nicola with 1 goal. Justin King and Jake LaBranche were also credited with 1 assist apiece. For the Lady Warriors, however, it was a tough loss. They fell to Braintree 1-0, also on the road. Mario McEnany had a strong offensive game, according to coach John Quigley, while his defense also played hard. Playing well were Ali Bizio, Cara Moore, Emma Shackelford, and Reagan Meehan.
And with cross country, both the girls and boys were victorious when they traveled to Falmouth on Tuesday, October 4th. Overall, individual wins went to Madikit Nobly on the girls' side and Brian Brooks for the boys. Also running well for Nauset was Tara Ellard and Emily Wall for the girls, and Jake Pearl and Koki Riley for the boys. The teams will be busy in the days ahead as they host DY this week and then travel to Falmouth to compete at the Twilight Invitational over the weekend. In football news, the Nauset Warriors lost to Wareham on Friday night, October 7th. The score was 38-21. Tate Sidewan scored 2 touchdowns, while Akeem Atkinson scored 1. With field hockey, Nauset beat Mashpee High School 4-2 on Friday, October 7th, in a non-league matchup in Eastham. Emma Stevens scored 2 goals for Nauset. Zoe Edwards and Mackenzie Meads also scored 1 apiece. Lucy McNamara was credited with the win in the net. That's all for Nauset Sports.
Max Lang,
And I'm Thomas Dudzik.
signing out.
Hi, I'm Anthony Lizzie with your High Five Student of the Week, Emma Stevens, who is a senior field hockey player, and we're going to ask her a few questions. So, Emma, what position do you play on? What position do you play on in the field hockey team?
I'm a forward, left wing mostly.
And what is the importance of that position?
I score most of the goals and then sometimes go back and help the defenders out.
That sounds nice. So what teams are a challenge, like a big challenge? So if you win, it's pretty big.
Probably DUI, Sandwich, and Barnstable are our biggest rivals right now.
Yeah, I can agree with you too. They are pretty big teams.
Pretty tough.
And now switching gears, what do you plan to do in college?
I plan on playing field hockey and then going to study for marine biology.
Nice. We always like those sea animals.
Yeah.
I can kind of tell. And what do you plan to do after college? Any big stuff, like do you plan to join a group of marine biologists or?
Yeah, I want to try and study sharks and learn more about them.
So you want to study Jaws pretty much?
Yeah, I can say that.
So what's your strong subject at school?
Probably science.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And your favorite? Science.
Science.
Okay. and well, there you have it, folks. I'm Anthony Lizzie, with Emma Stevens. This has been your High Five Student of the Week. Here's your high five. See you next week on Nauset News.
Welcome to Fashion Tip. My name is Marcus Giuliani, and I will be telling you style-wise what's topping the charts this week. It's that time of year. The summer apparel we love so much now makes its way to the back of our closets, and as we wave goodbye to shorts and tank tops, we welcome the fall season with styles and open arms. Guys' trends this fall are heating up this campus. Boyfriend flannels and hats to accessorize perfectly capture men's fashion-forward fall looks. While it's tempting to throw on a sports uniform or a pair of sweatpants, fall weather provides us guys the perfect opportunity to jump out of our comfort zones and try some layered looks, pairing fleece with flannel or denim in a vest. Ladies, to follow fashion's hottest trends and fit in with the autumn flow of the campus, pair a warm jacket or sweatshirt with a comfy scarf and a pair of high-waisted jeans. In this season, nothing says fall vibes more than an oversized sweater and a pair of knee-high socks. Find yourselves a pair of perfect lace-up boots or a small ankle boot to create the effortless feeling of a cozy and flirty fall look. Eye-catching colors to incorporate into your looks this season are bold greens, yellows, and oranges and burgundy shades. Each season, we have different colors, and this season, keeping it earth tone is stronger and will pop. Now don't forget, homecoming is literally right around the corner, so keep an eye out in stores like Express, Urban Outfitters, and H&M for a great outfit to have everyone on the dance floor wanting to dance with you. Fashion is just an accessory for someone with great style. That's all for the fashion tip this week. I'm Marcus Giuliani. Thanks for watching.
So tell me, how does it feel to move from assistant teacher to secretary?
I'm really excited about it. I still get to see all the kids every day. I'll miss a little bit of the classroom, but it's exciting. So change is good.
Very good. What sort of jobs do you normally do as a secretary?
Oh, you do a little bit of everything. Answer the phones, do stuff with staff. It's mostly staff stuff, help the assistant principals, any kind of office thing.
Sounds exhausting. How's your first day going?
It's going good. It's busy. Trying to learn everything.
Are you the secretary to one or both assistant principals?
Both.
Have you had any challenges to overcome during the day?
Not as of yet. Let's cross our fingers.
Fingers crossed.
Right. Is that it? All right, thank you.
Hello, ladies and gents. I'm Ethan Davis, bringing you your health tip this week. Have you ever heard of homeopathics? Homeopathy is an alternative system of medicine created in 1796. All homeopathic medicines are created from natural sources, whether they be herbal or mineral, and focus on the body as a whole, rather than a specific part of the body or a labeled illness. This is a stark contrast to many modern prescription medicines. One of the most important principles of homeopathy is that of the minimum dose. Rather than trying to eliminate an illness or ailment entirely, homeopathic medicines aim to stimulate one's body, giving it the nutrients it requires to heal itself, because most modern drugs just try to kick out the illness completely. And giving a minimal dose also strongly reduces any chance of competition or interference between the homeopathic medicine or anything else the subject may be taking at the time. A very common homeopathic I'm sure many of you have heard of is arnica. Arnica is a genus of perennial herbaceous plants in the sunflower family. It's a very common sports medicine used to heal muscle irritations and inflammations. Homeopathics are produced by a series of dilutions. The substance will be taken in a container with water and alcohol and shaken for a certain amount of time, a certain amount of shakes, and a certain amount of time. Then it's added to lactose tablets or pills to be ingested. Homeopathics are an excellent alternative for anyone unsure of using prescription drugs. They can be found in most health or natural food stores. So what do you think? Would you give homeopathy a try? I'm Ethan Davis. This has been your health tip.
Hi, Jackson Norris here with Joanna Hollick for this week's talent search. Joanna, how long have you been playing the flute?
I've been playing the flute for 7 years.
7 years, that's a long time. And do you have any inspirations or people in your family that play any instruments that may have inspired you to start playing the flute?
Yeah, my dad plays the cello, and although he doesn't do it professionally, he's done it as a lifelong hobby, and that inspired me to take interest in music as well, and I chose the flute.
How long have you been playing the flute in your classes?
I've been playing in band for 5 years.
Like, and outside of classes, do you play the flute?
I do. I play in chamber groups with other groups of 3 or 4 musicians, and I also play solos with a private teacher.
And do you and the band have any upcoming performances you would like to address?
We do. We will be playing in both the pep rally and at the homecoming football game.
All right, can you give us a sample of your talents?
Of course. This is Trio Sonata in C Major by J.J. Quantz.
This has been Jackson Norris here with Joanna Hollick for this week's talent search. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nigel Diamond, here with your things to do for this month and week. Looking to exercise? Check out the walking trails at Fort Hill Eastham, Nickerson State Park in Brewster, or go check out the trails at the Museum of Natural History, also in Brewster. Want more adventure? How about planning a full-day trip to Provincetown, where you can take in the sight and take in the sounds of music and all sorts of other stuff. There's plenty to do and plenty to see. Still going on this week is at the Land Ho in Harwich is Bob Peck on weekends, starting at dinner time hours. It's island music, including a few Jimmy Buffett favorites. And finally, want to find the perfect pumpkin? Here are 5 places to go. The Conumesset Farm in Falmouth. It has farm animals and pick your own produce. Toby Farms in Dennis, where you can catch a haunted hayride, or Tony Andrews Farm, also in Falmouth. You can also attend the Massey Congregational Church, which they are selling pumpkins and other treasures until the end of October. That's things to do for this week. Moving on to movies. This month we have a new animated movie called Storks. The Storks is about, storks. What else would it be about? Storks used to deliver babies, but not anymore. Now they deliver packages for a major corporation, worldwide corporation. For example, Amazon. Because they sell stuff around the world. Pretty good at it, too. Junior, played by Andy Samberg, who is the company's top developer stork, gets in hot water when the factory produces an adorable but wholly unauthorized girl. Despite the delivery, desperate to deliver the baby to its home, they race against the time before their boss finds out about the child. That is Storks, and it is out in theaters right now, and I can say it is a good movie. It is funny. It's a family. It's family friendly. It's good. It's a good movie. Up next is What Now, which is starring Kevin Hart, which I guess you could call it a movie, but it's more of him just performing stand-up in front of 50,000 people in Lincoln Finical Field in Philadelphia. Kevin Hart's a funny guy. He's makes people laugh. He's got the stuff. He's funny. So it comes out October 14th, so I'm definitely going to go see it. I think you should go see it too. But it is not family friendly, so keep that in mind. Don't take your 4-year-old to go see it. They will be mentally scarred for life. And last but not least is Space Jam. Space Jam came out many years ago, but it is still a good movie. The plot for it is an alien named Swack Hammer, played by Danny DeVito, an evil alien, owns an alien theme park. He needs an attraction at Moron Mountain when his gang of nerdlucks head to Earth to kidnap Bugs Bunny, played by Billy West, and the rest of the Looney Tunes. Bugs challenges them to a basketball game to determine their fate. But they agree, so now they have to play basketball, and they steal the powers of NBA players so that the aliens become more powerful and basketball-y. There's also cameos by Larry Bird, played by Larry Bird, and Charles Barkley, played by Charles Barkley. So Bugs gets some help from the man himself, the main man, the macho man, Michael Jordan, because he's good at basketball. And it's a good movie. You can find it in the $8 Blu-ray bin at Walmart. Just keep digging. I guarantee you'll find it. It's a good movie. Watch it. Family friendly. It's 10 out of 10. This has been Nigel Diamond with things to do for this week. Have a wonderful day.
Hello, this is Luther Stewart with your Nauset News Political Spot. Up first, Congress has voted to override the president's veto of the bill that allowed victims of the 9/11 attacks to sue Saudi Arabia for any role they may have played. This is the first time under President Obama that this power to override a veto has been used. To override a veto, Congress must get a 2/3 majority vote, which was met the other day when this bill was kept alive. The bill in question would allow victims of the terrorist attack on American soil to sue any country affiliated with the attack. The president opposed this bill because he believed that this would allow other countries to sue the United States for any of our people's actions in their countries. The ability to sue is now available. In other news, many senators are calling for the Justice Department to investigate the top executives of Wells Fargo. Recently, Wells Fargo was fined $185 million by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB. The CFPB said that the Wells Fargo employees had opened more than 2 million credit card accounts that had not been authorized by the consumers. The DOJ is currently investigating the employees, but many believe that this could go way back to the top executives. Finally, earlier this week we saw the vice presidential debate. While many may have tuned out of this debate, I found it to be very interesting and much more substantial than the previous debate. The debate was between Democratic Senator Tim Kaine from Virginia and Governor Mike Pence, the Republican governor of Indiana. For many, this was the first time they had been exposed to either of these candidates. Many polls after the debate show that Mike Pence was the one who came out on top. Remember to get out and vote this year. This is a very important election that will affect America forever. This is Luther Stewart, and this has been your Nauset Political Spotlight.
Hi, I'm Tori Shee with this week's Student Council Update. Homecoming week is coming up really quickly. With a lot of events this upcoming week, here are some things to look out for. Monday the 17th is ER Day. Dress up as anything ending in ER. For example, a teacher, a runner, or a dancer. Tuesday the 18th is Color Wars Day. Freshmen are purple, sophomores are green, juniors are blue, and seniors are pink. Wednesday the 19th is Orange Day, dressed up in all orange to promote anti-bullying. Thursday the 20th is Old and New Hollywood Glam. Finally, Friday the 21st will close out the week with Black and Gold Day. Another thing happening on Friday the 21st, there will be a pep rally during last block. There will be skits, games, and much more. Also during homecoming week, there will be many sports games, including a Friday night football game against Falmouth. Be sure to show your support of all the Nauset sports teams by going to as many of the games as you can. Your Student Council President is Lily Gata, and the Student Council Advisor is Ms. Kimmick. Student Council meetings are Wednesday mornings at 7:45 in N204 and N205. I'm Tori Shee, and that was this week's Student Council Update.